In life, there are forces, both internal and external, that can determine the trajectory of your mood and your money. But what if you could turn those forces into your greatest allies? Today, we're diving into 5 powerful secrets that will equip you with the mindset and tools to take control of both your emotions and your financial future. No more waiting for luck or chance. It's time to step into your power. Self-mastery is the foundation of success in every area of life, and it begins with understanding that you are not a slave to your emotions or circumstances. Life has a way of throwing challenges at us, obstacles that can trigger frustration, anger, sadness, or anxiety. These emotional responses are natural, but they are not meant to control you. If you allow your emotions to govern your actions, you will find yourself tossed around like a ship in a storm, never making significant progress in your life or your financial journey. But when you master your emotions, you gain the power to direct your life toward your intended purpose. When you learn to master yourself, you are stepping into a higher level of discipline. You realize that every thought you entertain, every decision you make, and every action you take is rooted in your mindset. If your mindset is negative, impulsive, or reactive, it will influence everything around you, including your finances and mood. However, when you choose to control your emotions and approach life with a clear, focused mindset, you open yourself up to unlimited possibilities. Self-mastery empowers you to act intentionally, not out of reaction to the external circumstances, but because you are grounded in purpose and self-awareness. To master yourself, you must first be aware of your emotional triggers. It's easy to feel swept up in the currents of life, but the key is learning how to stop, reflect, and respond with wisdom. You cannot control every situation, but you can control how you react to it. When challenges arise, you have the power to decide whether they will dictate your mood or whether you will rise above them. This ability to pause, reflect, and choose your response is the essence of self-mastery. And when you have mastered your emotional state, you begin to cultivate a mindset that is focused on abundance, growth, and possibility. Your mindset becomes your greatest ally. A positive, disciplined mindset is not just about feeling good, it's about thinking clearly and making sound decisions, especially when faced with difficult choices. The choices you make today will determine the financial future you experience tomorrow. Every step you take is influenced by how you perceive the world around you, and when you have control over that perception, you take control over your future. Self-mastery also means developing the strength to stay committed to your goals even when emotions threaten to derail you. It's easy to become distracted or discouraged when life gets tough, but those who achieve lasting success are the ones who persist through the challenges, who refuse to let their emotions control them. Discipline in this area is critical. It requires you to focus on the long-term rewards rather than giving in to short-term temptations or instant gratification. In the realm of money, this discipline means not letting impulsive desires drain your resources, but making intentional, wise decisions with your finances. When you master your emotions, you also free yourself from the mental clutter that hinders growth. Emotional chaos, negative thinking, and uncertainty hold you back from seeing opportunities clearly. But when your emotions are aligned with your purpose and your mindset is steady, you start to see solutions where others see problems. You become more effective in your decisions, more strategic in your planning, and more confident in your ability to navigate both your emotional life and your financial path. Mastering yourself isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's about committing to the process of growth every day, regardless of the obstacles in your way. When you master yourself, you unlock a power that has always been within you. The power to lead your own life with wisdom, to control your actions, and to shape your future. This is the power that will help you conquer not only your emotions and your finances, but every aspect of your destiny. When you understand that money is not just paper and numbers, but a seed, you begin to unlock a powerful truth about life. Seeds are a reflection of what's to come. They are small in the beginning, but if nurtured and cultivated properly, they yield abundance. This is the heart of the principle of sowing and reaping. What you invest into your life today will determine the results you experience tomorrow. It's an immutable law of life. Everything in this world operates according to this principle, whether it's your emotions or your financial situation. The seeds you plant are not limited to what you physically sow in the ground. They extend to every aspect of your life. If you want to see financial prosperity, the first thing you must understand is that it starts with an intentional decision to sow with purpose. When you invest in knowledge, when you invest in your skills, when you take the time to learn and improve, you are planting seeds that will bear fruit in the future. Your finances don't grow by chance or luck. They grow by consistent effort, strategic investments, and unwavering dedication. The same principle applies to your emotional life. If you constantly feed your mind with negativity, doubt, and fear, those are the seeds you are planting, and those seeds will grow into emotional turmoil, stress, and anxiety. But when you sow positivity, gratitude, and self-love, those are the seeds that will grow into peace, joy, and fulfillment. Just as in finances, emotional wealth doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, positive investments. The more you invest in your emotional health through self-care, positive affirmations, building strong relationships, and surrounding yourself with uplifting influences, the more your emotional well-being will flourish. You cannot expect to reap a harvest of wealth and emotional stability if you're planting seeds of insecurity, procrastination, and negativity. The harvest will always reflect the nature of the seeds you've sown. If you want financial abundance, you must sow the seed of hard work, strategic planning, and wise decisions. If you desire emotional peace, you must sow the seed of inner reflection, self-discipline, and resilience. Sometimes the act of sowing can feel discouraging, especially when the results are not immediate, but remember, all seeds take time to grow. There will be moments of doubt where the process feels slow or fruitless. It's during these times that you must trust the process, knowing that every small step, every effort you put in is nurturing the seed. Just as farmers do not pull up their crops prematurely to check on their progress, you must resist the temptation to give up or abandon your sowing before the harvest arrives. The key to mastering the principle of sowing and reaping is to stay patient, stay consistent, and stay focused on your goal. Whether it's planting seeds in your finances or in your emotions, the result will always be tied to the effort and intention you put behind your actions. Each decision you make, every investment of time, energy, and thought you contribute is part of your sowing process. Over time, this continuous effort will bring the harvest of wealth, peace, and success you desire. As you embrace this principle, understand that sowing is not just about the immediate returns, but about creating a foundation for your future. The power to shape your destiny lies in your hands. What are you planting today? Are you sowing seeds of wealth, wisdom, and well-being, or are you sowing seeds of doubt and fear? The choice is yours. And as you continue to sow with intention, trust that your harvest will come. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, yet so often it is underestimated or taken for granted. It is not merely an emotional response, but a conscious choice to focus on the good, even when the challenges seem overwhelming. When we cultivate gratitude, we invite a mindset that recognizes the abundance we already possess rather than fixating on what we lack. This shift in perspective is transformative. It changes our internal dialogue, moving us away from thoughts of scarcity and lack and towards thoughts of possibility and growth. When you start practicing gratitude, you will begin to notice a powerful shift in your perception of the world around you. What once felt like a burden now seems like an opportunity. The things you took for granted become gifts, and the difficulties you face begin to feel like stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Gratitude opens your eyes to the abundance in your life, both big and small. The simple act of pausing to thank God for the air in your lungs, the food on your table, the roof over your head, or the relationships that bring joy into your life can be enough to shift your energy. When you focus on gratitude, your mindset begins to align with abundance, and this mindset naturally attracts more of the same. It's as though the universe, whether you call it God's favor, divine blessing, or cosmic law, responds to your gratitude by sending even more to be thankful for. Gratitude is magnetic, and when you are thankful, you create a space for more blessings to flow into your life, including financial abundance. You begin to see opportunities that were always there but hidden behind the clouds of negativity and doubt. More importantly, gratitude serves as the foundation for emotional resilience. Life's trials will always come: financial struggles, personal losses, unexpected setbacks, but gratitude helps you rise above these challenges. When you choose to be grateful, even in the midst of hardship, you are choosing to control your response rather than allowing circumstances to dictate your emotional state. This emotional strength is vital, particularly when facing financial difficulties. When you practice gratitude, you are telling yourself, I am not defined by this moment. I am not defined by this challenge. I am more than this situation, and I trust that better days are ahead. Gratitude also enhances your ability to stay positive and focused on solutions. It's easy to get lost in negative thinking, especially when money is tight or things don't seem to be going your way. But when you consciously shift your focus toward what you do have instead of what you lack, you create space for creativity, problem solving, and optimism. A grateful heart is open to innovation and fresh ideas. You start thinking differently, seeing paths forward instead of obstacles in your way. The more grateful you are, the more positive and resourceful you become in the face of adversity. Furthermore, gratitude breeds contentment. It teaches you to find peace with what you have, even while working toward greater things. It prevents you from constantly chasing after what you don't have, which only leads to frustration and dissatisfaction. Gratitude reminds you that happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but on the state of your heart and mind. When you are thankful for the present moment, you open the door to greater fulfillment in all areas of your life, including your finances. In conclusion, gratitude is a powerful key to unlocking all that you desire in life. It begins with a shift in your perspective, a decision to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. As you embrace a heart of gratitude, you will see opportunities arise where once there seemed to be none. Your emotional resilience will grow, allowing you to navigate even the most challenging situations with grace. And as you focus on what you have, instead of what you lack, you will attract more blessings, financial, emotional, and spiritual, into your life. Gratitude, in its purest form, is not just a feeling, it's a way of living that aligns you with the abundant flow of life itself. A life without goals is like wandering through a vast, uncharted ocean. No destination, no sense of purpose. Without goals, you are adrift at the mercy of the waves of life. You may wake up every day feeling like you're working hard, but without a clear target, it's easy to fall into the trap of confusion and frustration. Goals provide direction. They give you something to aim for, something to work toward, and they keep you on track when life gets tough. When it comes to both your emotional well-being and your finances, goals serve as a foundation upon which you build your future. What do you want to feel emotionally? What mental state do you want to maintain? Do you desire peace, joy, confidence, or inner strength? These are emotional goals that require specific intentional actions to bring them into reality. Likewise, in your financial life, your goals must be clear and actionable. Do you want to save a specific amount of money, invest in certain assets, or build a particular stream of income? These financial goals require focus and commitment to be achieved. To truly harness the power of goal setting, it's vital to make your goals specific, measurable, and time-bound. Vague aspirations like I want to feel better or I want to be rich are not enough. These are dreams, not goals. Your goals should be precise, something like I will meditate for 10 minutes every day to improve my mental clarity, or I will save $5,000 0 cents by the end of the year by cutting unnecessary expenses and increasing my income. These clear objectives give you a concrete target and allow you to track your progress. Once your goals are clearly defined, the next step is to break them down into daily actions. The difference between successful people and those who remain stuck is their ability to break big dreams into small, manageable tasks. If your goal is to save money, don't focus solely on the final amount. Break it down into smaller, achievable steps, such as saving a certain amount each week. If your goal is to improve your mood, develop small habits that align with that goal, like practicing gratitude, exercising, or engaging in positive self-talk daily. These actions compound over time, and each day's progress will build momentum, both emotionally and financially. When you have a clear goal and daily actions to support it, you are more likely to stay focused, even when life presents challenges. Obstacles will come, but when you are driven by your purpose, you learn to see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than barriers that stop you. Each setback becomes a lesson that propels you closer to your goal. With a clear goal in mind, your mood will improve because you will have a sense of progress and accomplishment. The frustration and anxiety that often accompany uncertainty will fade away as you begin to see the tangible results of your actions. Similarly, your finances will grow because every decision you make, from how you spend your time to how you manage your money, is aligned with your ultimate objectives. The power of setting goals is not just in the destination, it's in the journey. It's the discipline, the commitment, and the clarity that come with pursuing your goals each day that bring about transformation. And as you achieve small wins along the way, your belief in yourself will grow, your sense of purpose will strengthen, and your success will expand beyond what you once thought possible. Your mood will reflect your progress, and your financial situation will begin to flourish as you remain focused on your clear, intentional goals. Mastering the art of giving is one of the most profound and transformative principles you can apply in both your emotional life and financial journey. Too often people get trapped in a mindset of scarcity, believing that there is never enough, whether it's time, money, or energy. This belief leads to fear, anxiety, and a constant focus on what is lacking. But when you embrace the principle of giving, you begin to unlock an entirely new way of thinking, living, and thriving, and living longer as well. Now let's be honest, in the entrepreneurial and living worlds, giving is not limited to the material or financial. It goes far beyond that. Giving is about sharing your time, your talents, your wisdom, and your love. It's about offering a hand when someone is down, providing knowledge when someone seeks guidance, or simply being a listening ear when someone needs to talk. When you give in these ways, you create a ripple effect that not only impacts the person you're helping, but also strengthens your own emotional foundation. The power of giving transforms your perspective. When you focus on what you can offer rather than what you lack, you move from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. You start to realize that the more you give, the more you expand your own capacity to receive. This is not just an abstract concept, it's a law of nature. Abundance flows to those who are generous, who offer their resources, their heart, and their spirit, without expecting anything in return. In fact, the more you give, the more your emotional and financial reservoirs seem to fill up. Giving breaks the chains of selfishness and fear. It reminds you that your worth is not measured by how much you hold on to, but by how much you're willing to share with others. When you release control over your resources and trust that the universe will replenish you, you open yourself to a world of possibility. The act of giving aligns you with the very flow of life, allowing you to receive in ways that you never imagined possible. Moreover, the more you give, the more you align yourself with the natural law of reciprocity. This is the universal principle that says, what you sow, you will reap. When you invest your time, energy, and resources into the lives of others, you send out positive energy into the world. And just as a seed grows into a tree, the good you put into the world will eventually come back to you, often in ways that exceed your expectations. The more you give, the more your financial and emotional wealth multiplies, not because you're looking for something in return, but because giving opens the door for blessings to flow into your life. Embracing the power of giving also teaches you to be selfless in your approach to both relationships and finances. It removes the sting of pride and entitlement, replacing it with humility and gratitude. When you give, you break free from the selfish traps that keep you bound to a life of frustration and limitation. You no longer measure your success by what you have accumulated, but by the impact you have made on others. This shift in focus not only enriches your emotional well-being, but also attracts abundance into your financial world. To master the art of giving is to free yourself from the weight of fear and lack. It is to live with open hands, knowing that what you release will come back to you in greater measure. The more you give, the more your heart expands, and the more your life flourishes, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. This is the law of abundance at work. What you put out into the world will always find its way back to you, often in ways far greater than you ever imagined. As you step into these 5 secrets, remember that you are the author of your own story. No one else has the power to dictate your mood or your money but you. You have the divine capacity to create your reality, to master your emotions, and to unlock the financial prosperity that is your birthright. Today, you have the tools. Now it's time to take action. Embrace self-mastery, sow with purpose, give with generosity, and protect your peace. You are the master of your emotions, and you are the creator of your financial future. Go forth with power and confidence and watch your life transform.